You there?
I am here. Are you there?
I'm here. Hang on a second.
There she is. Can't hang on a second. We got to keep on rolling.
Keep
Good
on
morning,
rolling.
everybody.
Keep on rolling. No
Good,
time to hang
good,
on to nothing. Hang on to your. Oh, never mind.
good
Never mind.
morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. Welcome to what's today? What's the date
Today
today?
is May
19th
the
of May.
19th. I made
Y'all,
it
May the
through.
19th.
I made it through yesterday without making any life-altering bad decisions.
Well, you're supposed to make some life-altering bad decisions yesterday?
No, but when Michelle Tilson scheduled the call for May the 18th, I told her that I typically had
That's
that.
right. That's right. That's right. In celebration of your coming back from your reclusive, your disconnect from the world. Welcome back, baby.
In an
It's
attempt to not make any horrible life-altering decisions. Hang on, I am trying to.
all's well that ends.
All's well that ends. All's well that ends in that case, for sure.
Good morning, Lynn Grizzle. How are you, ma'am? Hope you are good this morning.
I was kind of expecting an invitation to dinner last night. I didn't get it, so
I can't believe you didn't get a golf cart ride, an invitation to dinner. You didn't get anything yesterday.
I didn't get anything.
You should have at least gotten a phone call. They said, thanks for the helicopter.
It's what you should have said.
I almost spit out my own coffee.
Y'all, so this is exactly why I needed to start this call instead of you because
Good morning, Michelle.
Because my thanks for the helicopter.
He should have at least invited you over for a hover above the old vegetable garden. Just to show you what it could do.
Oh God, I can't. I better y'all. Jesus, take the wheel. Oh Lord, sorry, y'all. Everyone on here is like, "What in the world?
What's going on with them?
What have they been doing this morning already?" Good gracious! I went over. I opened my. Y'all, I need to turn the air conditioner on. I'm hot. Don't let Aaron talk yet because I'm scared of what else is going to come out of his mouth.
Good morning, Michelle. Where's everybody at? Y'all know the drill. If you're here, shoot us a comment. Y'all know what this is all about. For everybody that's getting up with us this morning, we have got to get more people getting up with us this morning. The folks that wanted us to get up this early and start doing this call this early, and they're not being very.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have
diligent get on this call. Good morning, Mags.
We're gonna have to have a conversation with the other. At least Maggie's here, the other early starter that insisted on doing this thing so early, and that chimes in like 40 minutes after we're live, normally, saying, "Hey guys, I'm here."
Y'all, I got crap to do in the morning.
So we do. So I was gonna start. God, Aaron got me. Now I'm quiet.
No. I said I made myself cry.
Yeah, I got kind of tears too. I'm laughing so hard. So I was like, this was on my heart this morning. So a couple of things. So last night, two text messages that Maggie sent me last night kind of went around. Sorry, y'all. I didn't just snort some cocaine.
Yes, Maggie. We can bump it back in the summertime.
Can we bump it back during the summer? I don't know. We won't bump it back much. We'll probably bump back to 6:30 now. I like getting up and going early. Most everybody gets up and going early, so that'll help get. Well, we will have an executive committee meeting about this. We will take a vote from the people.
I have got 3 more days to drive to White House until the summer.
So see there. It won't be that bad at all. So you don't have 3 more days.
Today, Thursday, Friday, and Monday.
Oh, he's not out for the summer yet. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, sorry.
So Maggie sent 2 messages last night that really are kind of prompted where my heart's at this morning, my thoughts on a combination of my response to 2 of those messages. and something else that came in this morning that I woke up and saw. And I don't know why. I don't normally see my emails. I don't normally get up first thing in the morning and check my emails. As y'all know, I mean, as of this morning, we're at 222,580. My little red bubble on my mail at the bottom of my screen. So
how many?
If you know, you know.
How many?
222,580.
You're holding pretty steady.
It's holding steady. My inbox is far more steady than the Dow.
That's true. That's a true statement.
So, two messages she sent last night. One was to our main fam, as those of y'all that don't know, Logan and Maggie are building a house. So it's crazy how it's like Michelle, you and Jared built a house recently. Alex, you and Joseph have built a house in recent years. Some of y'all are building a house right now. I think Jody Abercrombie's in the process of building a house right now. But it's like you spend all this time. It seems like it was 2.5 months ago that Logan was trying to make sense of the madness of what the county was asking him for to get the building permits. And I was on the phone with him trying to help, and it was just crazy. And so they've been building. It's like all this feels like all this stuff happens and it takes so long to happen. And then boom, once it starts going, I mean, it's like boom, 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 boom. I mean, they went from a little while ago. So it's like, you feel like there's a lot that goes into it and there's so much effort required and you don't really see any progress happening. And then boom, they've got their roof on. And so Maggie sends a message last night and says, send me your favorite verse. We are going to be writing them on the walls of our home. Right. And I love this. So this morning she sent it about a little before 10 o'clock last night. I didn't respond to it last night because, to be honest, my brain was fried by 10 o'clock last night and I wanted to be able to be fresh thinking about it. So this morning I got up and I sent several verses, and one of the verses that I sent to her this morning, I'm going to try to find it, it's in Proverbs. Nope, that was not that one. It was to whom much is given. I'm trying to think which one that was. Anyways, it's the to whom much is given, much is expected. It's that verse in the Bible. It's
required.
One of the verses that I've got right here.
Required, yes. Not expected, required.
Required, yes. And it is, I believe I'm gonna say it's either Romans or Luke. I think it's Romans. Because I was just looking them up and getting the things. So anyways, but I am sitting here thinking through this, and as that comes out, the other message that she sent me last night was a message to me and Logan, and it was about a listing that Maggie has really been working on. That she's really been so those of y'all that saw this, if you've got Bible verses for Maggie and Logan that you would like to recommend to them, I'm opening the invitation for y'all to send them verses because I think they would love it. I personally think we should have a verse writing party at the house and do fun stuff and really like make it a family event. I'm not inviting the whole company. I'm just saying I was going to make that suggestion. Anyways, that's another conversation. The other message she sends me is she's telling me about there's this house, this listing that she's put a ton of effort into. And she came over, she spent a lot of time pouring through comps. She did a really, I have no doubt, she did an extremely thorough job at the listing appointment because she was well prepared. She had talked through things. She talked through the different, it's a cool property. It's got a lot of acreage. It's a beautiful house. It's custom. I mean, it's in a great location. For people that live up in this area, it's a very convenient location of getting to Athens, getting to Hartwell, getting to the interstate, whatever. So, she sent a message last night and said, and there was another agent who was also looking at that people had spoken to about the listing. And that agent tends to use a technique, because I know there's only one child and that this person has, and they tend to use a technique in their listing appointments. It's crazy. Maybe we should, I'm not saying consider incorporating this into your listing appointment because it's not the way to do things, but, my son or daughter is looking at buying a home. This home would be perfect for them. As part of their listing presentation, my son or daughter is probably going to be very interested in buying this home, as a drop in there mental note. Oh, maybe we'll list with her or him because their daughter may want to buy this house, right? And these are an older couple, probably pretty manipulative. What's the right word? If I would say, can be easily manipulated potentially, because typically very trusting, honest people can be. It's they believe whatever someone tells them, and they ended up listing with that person, and that wasn't the part that bothered me the most. The part that bothered me the most was as they called Maggie to let her know. Sorry, y'all, I let my nose running because allergy drops in my eyes a while ago. As they notified Maggie that they were going to go with this other person for the listing, their words were, "What do you think we should list it at? Because she didn't suggest a list price to us." I'm sorry, what? So we're going to go with the other agent to list the house. But what do you think we should list it at? Because she didn't really know what to list it at. And I'm kind of like, wait, did I read this? Wait, hold on. Back up. I had to have missed something in this message. Okay. To which I responded, I do hope you did not tell them a list price. I do hope you said that's part of the job of a listing agent, is to determine what your property is worth and to help you determine an appropriate list price. Anyways, so Logan had some other words that I do not believe are going to be in any of the verses that are going to be written on the walls of their home.
I'm not in that message, but I can almost promise you they're not.
So
not to say those words won't be said in that house, but they will not be written on the walls.
They will not be written on the beams and on the inner walls of the home. Mm-mm. So nope. To which I opened up an email this morning, like I said. So this is fast forwarding to the conversation about, I don't typically get notifications of emails, but I got a notification of an email that had been posted and had been sent somehow, because I don't ever get notifications about emails like a specific. I might see this email notifications. Someone had posted an email in the Lake Country, or did I say Lake Country? In a specific group email thread that we have threatened people bodily harm if they post stupid stuff.
The Shake Country. It sounds like Shake Country.
In such forums, okay? And it might be I'm sure this agent, because I do know who the agent is. I'm sure this agent did not list a home and obtain a listing in the manner that another agent in a different region of the state obtained a listing, by saying, "Trust me, but I don't know what to do. So I'm going to confer with some experts, and I'm going to get back to you on a list price." Because the title of the email was Realtor Pricing Event. I was like, what that is? So I read the email, and it says, "I've got this listing, but I don't know what to price it at." So I'm going to have a party, and I'm going to invite all of you over to drink wine and tour the property.
Listen, I'm all about having a party.
God lover.
To drink, but gosh darn.
I need this is the opening line of the email. And y'all, again, I love this agent, so don't get me wrong. I think this is a fantastic idea. I need your help pricing Lake Oconee's beloved. I'm just going to leave the property blank. Please come view this iconic blankety. It's not cuss words. I'm omitting some identifying. I am redacting some identifying attributes before I publish it. It's undergone changes, updates, blah, blah, blah. I need your help pricing. I'll pay you with wine and a boat ride. So here we go. Go ahead, Aaron.
This listing presentation I can get behind. Sir, ma'am, thank you so much for the listing. What should we price your house at? I have no idea. I see what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask 70 other agents to come to your house and drink wine and get hammered. And then we're all going to talk about what list your price at. And then when we all figure out the price, then I'll tell you what the price is going to be.
Hey, ain't nothing like a party. Hey,
What?
sometimes you just have to get creative when you're coming up with ideas for a party.
I guess that's another way to list a house. Is play
It's a way.
absolutely
You know what?
stupid.
At least. Now I'm sure she's already got the price established, and I have no doubt this agent is extremely professional, and I'm sure that I think it's actually a good idea. If I might not have said I need your help pricing it, I might not have led with that at the beginning of the email, because that is what they led with. But at least they didn't lead with my child is trying to is I totally used my child in an attempt to get a listing, stating that she would be buying the house. So I need you to help me come up with a price so that I can then tell them, oh, this house is worth way more than she can afford. She's only able to buy a $250,000 house, and this house is worth 600. My B. Anyways, sorry, I digress. So the other thing on my heart was I can say these things here, and we're all in good company. But my devotion this morning, I said, I went and opened it up and specifically read today's scripture and message because I knew there was something good in it, and it was titled "Release a Blesser," and it says, "With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in God's likeness." James 3:9. And it talks about, you guys know that have been on here for a while. My wake up song every day, not my walkout song, my wake up song is "Speak Life" by Toby Mac. And it talks about words of encouragement. Of course, one of the verses that I sent Maggie this morning was Ephesians 4:29, about edifying others and the way that we can use words to lift people, and the way that we can take a situation and try our best to try to speak positive words, even if it's a negative situation, to try to speak positive words and approach it in a positive manner, and to result in a positive outcome that you're wanting to come to. And it just talks about, and the way it starts is, positive words seem less volatile than negative words, but their power can be surprising. And just about how the words we use and the things we do, even the slightest bit, which Aaron's fixing to lead into something completely along the same lines, even the slightest pause and thought in the way you're going to say something, and the way that we, even in a situation that comes to us that could be potentially perceived negative, that the words that you use and the thoughts that you have behind those words and thinking about how to present that conversation can completely result in the outcome. Maggie's right. I mean, she was very, very bothered by it, but she said, I just got to let it go. And yesterday I was driving to downtown Hartwell for something. I had to go to the courthouse for something, and I saw a sign in the window, and I'm going to get it today. I'm going to go get it probably when they open up today. I'm going to make sure that I'm still in Hartwell. I'm going to go back and get it. And it's a sign that says, and it's this little marketplace in Hartwell called Market 50. Carson loves to go there and eat all the time. And it says, for those, I took a picture of them. I'm going to read it to you guys. The sign said, "Those who leave everything in God's hands will eventually see God's hand in everything." And that is so true. And it's not a scripture. There's nothing on it. It's just a sign that was in the window that was almost like just screaming out at me whenever I drove by there and saw it, because I've never seen that sign before. And I thought, wow, what a fantastic thought is that when we truly, just like Aaron says, is when we truly put your intention behind it and then release it to its highest use. Honestly, you've just got to sometimes release it. And go ahead and talk, because I want you to continue on the thing I talked about, just that slight thought of, I can say this word or I can say that word, and the outcome of that.
And I'm gonna go kind of fast, so hang on, because I've got to get up and we got a lot of things to do today, and I haven't had a shower yet, and I've got to make sure that happens before we drive to White House. So a couple of things. First thing that in kind of where I want to go, and it, you know how these calls go in the morning. There's always something that happens the day before that it makes you think. It just initiates a thought. And I just put this together as Christy was talking. I put a post on the agent page yesterday from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And Dr. Joe, y'all have heard me talk about him previously. He works in he's a neurobiologist. So he's super scientific and he's super, super smart. But he explains things in a way that makes it super easy to hear, super easy to understand. And what he's talking about is how making changes, right? How making changes in the way you think, making changes in the way you go through your day, making little slight adjustments that you can actually alter your biology. Like you can actually alter. I mean, they're seeing people be healed from being blind or being deaf and being able to hear because they put them through these sessions where they're thinking differently. So I really, because I will put these two things together, I really want you guys to watch that video. It's it's 56-ish minutes long. Watch it in little bitty pieces, okay? Because I want to talk about the importance of slight changes, the importance of small alterations, not huge course corrections, not from going this way to this way, not 45-degree changes, but small incremental changes. Y'all, I say this all the time. Small things, little things done over time consistently make enormous impacts. I have been, and here's how I'm going to relay this to you. Y'all know how much I love golf. Golf is such a fantastic game, and I've had a love affair with golf since I first was introduced to it when I was 13 or 14 years old. Golf is super important to Winston. It's super important to so many people because golf truly is a game that represents life. It is beautiful and maddening in the same game. It is full of wonder and excitement and pain and agony in the same game. Within 10 minutes, it can go from complete euphoria to wanting to break every club in your bag in 10 minutes. I mean, but it always gives you hope that the next shot will be better than the last shot. It always gives you hope that the next hole is going to be better than the last hole. It always gives you hope that the next round is going to be better than the last round. Because I swear to y'all, they're Southern Baptist preachers who've never said a cuss word in their life play golf and cuss like sailors. Because it's a game that brings out all the frustration. It's just like life. You're cruising along, everything's wonderful, and all of a sudden, bam, you hook one out of bounds. Bam, somebody gives you bad news. Bam, something bad happens. And now how do you adjust to that? So golf, for me, is such a representative of life. It's such a beautiful challenge to an individual. And it's unlike any other game because it's all on you. It's all on you as an individual. You don't have other people that can help you. You don't have other people that all they can do is encourage you. And then you want to tell the people that are encouraging you, after you just snap one out of bounds, you want to tell them to shut up, stop talking to me. Don't talk to me right now. I'm okay, So,
when they make comments that may or may not be,
or they make fun of you and they let things go for a couple, 2 or 3 years and still make fun of you, but it's all good.
It had been 2 or 3 years.
So here's what happened. So yesterday I took a golf lesson yesterday. I haven't had a golf lesson in probably since I was 19 or 20 years old. I haven't had a true golf lesson. I scheduled one because I've been chasing that little white ball around the golf course for, maybe 2 years. And it's been awful. It's been so inconsistent. My swing's been inconsistent. I've been saying there's something off. I just can't see it. We went to the range the other day. Christy took videos of my swing. And I looked at it and I think there's something off. I just can't see it. So I go take a lesson yesterday. Somebody who's been doing this for a long time with wisdom, knowledge, a different set of eyes, somebody looking from the outside in with a different perspective. You know what he did? I'm going to tell you what he did. He moved my stance. If these are my feet, he moved my stance that far. He moved me. If this is like this, my proximity. If this is my proximity to the ball, he moved me this far. Inches. Inches, y'all. Small incremental changes make enormous differences. He moved my feet east and west a couple of inches, and then he made me swing more around instead of up. And I hit probably 7 of the best golf shots I've hit in 15 years. I mean, the part that I was so giddy that I hit the ball so good. Why am I telling you this? Some of you are doing the same thing over and over and over again. If it's in your life, if it's in your marriage, if it's in your business, if it's in how you get up in the morning, if it's how you go to bed at night, you do the same thing every single day and want and hope and expect there to be different results. Hope and want and expect there to be different outcomes at the end. And so then when we talk about goals, we talk about making changes, we talk about, okay, we can get you from here to here. We just need you to call 5 people about real estate 5 days a week. We just need you to get up a little bit earlier in the morning and make sure that you're reading a book for 30 minutes or doing some meditation or doing writing down 12 affirmations. Guys, those are small. That's moving your feet 2 inches. That's moving your feet 2 inches. It's not a huge change. It is a small incremental change that will make significant and lifelong impact on you as you go through life. Y'all stop. Joe Dispenza, watching that video, when you hear him talking, it's not anything that's going to require you to walk across hot coals. They're not going to, you're not going to have to sit in cold water and drive to, the Arctic and lay in a cold glacier pond. It's thinking a little bit differently. It's being in the present moment. It's helping to wire your brains differently so that your personal reality can change. And this is one of the things that he says that's so fantastic. Your personal reality is your personality.
Yep.
Because you have a series of expectations. You have a series of beliefs. You have a series of things that you expect that you know are truth because that's what's always happened. Right. That is your personal reality. That is your personality.
I want to jump into something because I want to hinge on this because I know you got to go here in just a few minutes, but I want to say this because so this is just kind of to because you said you had to get off at 10 after, so
yeah.
It's 11 after. But I'm going to say this. There's been some things that have happened over the past 48 hours that maybe even longer than that because it's Thursday now. So part of this happened Monday. We shared with you guys a conversation that took place on Monday afternoon. We shared with you guys Tuesday morning about that conversation. Excuse me. And one of the words that came up in that conversation with the other broker we were talking with was the word coachable. And this was in reference to someone not being coachable. And this was in reference to her making the decision to release a person from her company because that was completely independent. We hadn't even talked to her yet, but completely independent of anything that was actually happening involving that person that later happened that honestly affected our company as well and affected us. But for the same reasoning, because that person was still not coachable. People have just kind of like what Aaron just said, your truth, your reality. A lot of times people, they won't deviate from that. Aaron might have still been swinging that same swing until he was done playing golf when he turned his golf clubs in, however many years down the road that's going to be, if he were not coachable. And some of the most successful, the picture that I put up on this stream, and I think it showed up, I didn't see it, but I actually went in there and added a picture this morning, and it was a picture of Michael Jordan. And it was the picture of Michael Jordan and with a quote on there on the picture that said, I'm trying to go back and find it because I saved it yesterday. Winning has a price. Leadership has a price. I pushed people when they didn't want to be pushed. I challenged people when they didn't want to be challenged, but I never asked them to do something I wasn't willing to do myself. That's a person who's coachable, right? That's called someone being coachable. Michael Jordan is probably, without question, one of the top I'm going to say top 3, top 5, maybe basketball players of all time, professional
Great
basketball
call.
players of all time.
Okay.
To hear different people talk, there are some people that they say, before it was Michael Jordan's day, that it was him, but it's coachability. It's being so good at your craft and still being willing to listen to advice, being willing to take the words of someone who might not even be as good as you are at what you do, but who can look at what you're doing from a different perspective than you're looking at it from, who can sit back. I say this all the time. Coach Burt uses the words, you cannot see the picture from inside the frame. And so many times we have to get a different perspective and be willing to listen to a different perspective. And that's called coachability. And that broker said, this person just wasn't coachable. She didn't have anything negative. It wasn't that saying that someone is not coachable is not a personal attack on somebody. It is stating an observation. And
Right.
and she realized that releasing that person to go and do, there are real estate companies for people like that are just not coachable, no matter how hard she tried, no matter what tools she was given, no matter what processes they attempted to help with, no matter what, they just weren't willing to listen. And we, the person that was introduced to our company as a result of that person ended up, proving themselves to be the same way. And it can affect the culture of an organization when you allow people to go rogue who aren't going to be coachable, no matter what. And Aaron made a comment to me yesterday, and he said, there is no ego that is worth. There is no ego. I don't care how big that ego is, that is worth just that we will ever allow to affect the culture of our company. Period. Because no matter what, no one person is so significant, even though they may be that significant to themselves. They are not that significant to us. I don't care what their production numbers are. I don't care what their
from a number standpoint. Yeah.
From a number standpoint, there is no one person that makes a contribution big enough. And that comment was not directed at people who actually make really big, significant contributions, because those people that make those significant contributions, everybody who's at the very top of our list are very coachable, which is why they are at the top from the number standpoint at the top of that list.
So let me say this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me say this because I've got to go to the shower. So today, being coachable is about listening to instruction, taking that instruction, and then making those slight changes. Because I could have sat there yesterday as he painted out this. He took a box, he painted a white line on the ground, and he said, "Here's your target." He picked numbers on the ground. He painted, "This is the way your swing path ought to go." Set a ball down, and he said, "Swing this way." If I would have said, Barney, I appreciate what you're saying to me, but I'm really comfortable swinging the golf club the way I've always swung it. So I think I'm going to swing it that way. And didn't care where his direction was, didn't care where the lines on the ground were. There's no change. The outcome doesn't change. The outcome stays what it's always been. That's right. It wasn't until I said, "Okay, Barney, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you. And even though this feels uncomfortable, even though this doesn't feel like it's always felt, I'm going to trust you and I'm going to give it a shot." That's right. And I did. And when I gave it a shot, he had little bitty stickers on my golf clubs, and the ball would hit low. And he said, "Do this." And the ball would hit a little higher. And he said, "Do this." And then the ball hit dead center. And I went, "Oh my gosh." That just felt like my heart exploded. It was the best golf shot I'd ever hit. I mean, I hadn't hit a ball like that in forever. And he said, "That right there is what you need." And then I proceeded to hit some more. So here's what I'm telling you. To get the feeling of making this change, put your pants on differently today. Don't put your left leg first. Put your right leg in first. Put down the car. Put your right leg in first. Put your shoes on differently. Do something different today so that your habit, you change a habit, and you feel it ain't that big a deal. I promise you, there's some people who can't do that. Right. Cooper is going crazy right now. I want you to make a small incremental change in something you feel is insignificant, because the things that are significant,
Right.
there's an adjustment that you need to make. All of us have one. All of
Right.
us have an adjustment that needs to be made. Some of you that are going to watch this video are like, oh my gosh, exactly. This is what I needed to hear. It happens every time. Okay.
Right.
There's a small incremental change that you need to make
Right.
in your home, in your business, in you personally.
Right.
Because I promise you, your reality is a result of you. What you see with your eyes is out here is a result of what you see in your heart.
That's right.
Promise you.
That's right.
I promise you.
That's right.
I gotta go take a
I agree
shower.
so much with
I
that.
love
Okay.
y'all, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. All right. Love you. So I mean, that's so true. And we did Sunday afternoon. He went to the driving range, and I sat there and I videoed him, and he was trying, and he was trying to look at, and again, you can't see the picture from inside the frame, which is why he was like, I want you to video me. And then he would step back and look at the video and see what he was doing and study that video and try to figure out what he was doing. He can see it in other people so much. He can tell Carson or Zeke or somebody to just make a slight adjustment in their swing, and it completely makes a complete difference. I mean, complete difference. But yet he wasn't able to see it in his own swing because he was so used to the comfort of what that felt like. And gosh, he said something a while ago, you guys, right before we finished talking about it's not comfortable. It's not the way that you're used to doing it. How many people listen to us or how many people are doing something and then somebody tries to give them just a little piece of advice that might help them in whatever it is they're doing. And they're like, you know what? I've done this. It was yesterday's, y'all had a 3:00 call with Key yesterday. So hopefully some of y'all got on it. And there was a 1:00 call with Key and Stan for brokers only that we got on it. And it was about a 45-minute call. And it talked about, onboarding, which was why I was extremely interested in listening to it, because that piece of it is something that we are actively really, really, really working on. And we've made some pretty big strides this week on some of the stuff that we've got to put in place for that onboarding. But he said something, and he said, you're going to get, again, he's talking to all the brokers. He said, you're going to get people who join your company who do not think they need to go through the onboarding process. He said, and they're going to say to you, oh, I don't need to be here for that portion of the session because I already know how to write a contract. And he said, and I promise you, those are the ones who probably need to be there, because this onboarding is not just about how do you could, if that's all you wanted them to know was the mechanics of writing the contract, just send them to a CE class. Send them to one of the contract update classes, that every state has every year, multiple times a year. They can learn how to write a contract there. This onboarding is not so that they learn how to write a contract. This onboarding is so that they will learn your process in your company. And no matter what, they will learn something. He said, I had an agent who joined our company, and this was a guy who used to own brokerages, Stan Bishop, who said, when it comes to certain aspects of onboarding, let agents in the company do it. The broker doesn't have to do it. There are certain pieces of the onboarding the broker has to do. And the contract writing and how you want the listings done and how you want the buyer agreements done and all that is that is a broker conversation, and the broker needs to be doing that, which I totally agree with. And he said, I had an agent who really bucked me on having to go through the same onboarding that I was making all of even our brand new agents or almost new agents go through, from how to write a listing agreement. There's a homework assignment that goes along with it. He said, and that agent came up to me after that training and said, thank you so much for making me be here. Because even though I have written tons of listing agreements, I've written tons of purchase agreements, I have never heard it explained to me the way that you explained it. And I did a session with somebody I think it might've been in Brazelton. And I can't remember, it might've been Lynn that came and said this to me, that even though she'd written listing agreements, Lynn wasn't a brand new agent when she came to us, but she said, I've never had it explained that way. I've never had anybody explain that piece of it to me in that way. Because for those of you that have been through something that I'll go through and explain things. I don't just, anytime someone calls me and wants advice on something, I don't just give you a short answer, as y'all can probably know with me. My short answer, my lack of being a short answer is not because I like to hear myself speak. It is because the only way that I learned in real estate, you have to understand what's behind why this change or why it's being done a certain way. And I do try to share that with people so that the same question, if I just give someone, instead of giving someone a fish, I prefer to teach someone to fish. Instead of just giving someone an answer and saying, just do it that way and don't ask why, I say, this is why it needs to be done this way. Here's the answer. Here's the way this should be done. And this is why. And I had a long conversation with an agent earlier this week about the commission structure that she was wanting to put on a deal that the seller was, it's a client. She actually sold them the property, and they came to her asking her to do a pretty significant modification to the commission on this property when she sells it. And she said, how do I do this? I need you to talk me through this. And I walked through the whole commission thing we've talked about, with higher price properties and I've actually changed up some wording. Sometimes things happen, guys, that the market demands that we adjust the way that we're doing things. When I see things happening in the market, I feel like it is prompting us to, we might have always been doing it this way, but maybe it's time to put that in writing to prove that we've always been doing it this way. And there's a lot of agents that get super, super upset about it. And I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to schedule a time to go through some of this just on a Zoom call, because this is stuff that I don't necessarily feel like I don't want to wait till everyone can get together and make everyone, it's going to be on a call like this and it's going to be recorded and I'm going to go through it and share it with everybody. But I think that, and that's in relation to the whole the big, huge lawsuit that's happening right now over the class action lawsuit it has become class action over sellers in, I'm trying to think what state it was. Was it Michigan, Wisconsin? It was somewhere that the sellers that Gary Keller's been named in the suit. They've named Exit, thankfully, was not named in the suit, because I do not believe that Exit, honestly, I know the leadership of Exit would never be recorded on camera or on video, audio, whatever, saying the things that were being said. But I worded our policy in such a way that the sellers can opt to do whatever they want to do in a listing. We have a company policy. There are no fixed commission rates. That's an antitrust violation. And those of you who are recently out of real estate school know that. But there's just certain ways and things that happen that prompt us to look at what we're doing, make sure, it prompts me to look at a situation, assess to make sure that what we're doing is correct. And this is the thing. And we use this saying a lot of times. It's never a problem. Even talking about these small little tweaks, these small little, it's not a big deal. Sometimes it is a big deal. And this is what we say. It's not a big deal until it is. And those times that it is a big deal, it becomes a very big deal. And I say this about every single one. I have to spend, you guys, I spend a immense amount of time sitting right here where I'm at in front of this computer, not on a camera, pouring through contracts, making sure that things are done correctly. I will come to you guys. I will ask questions. There are times that it's so busy. For somebody to say I've missed something would be an absolute truth, because I am certain there is no question in my mind I've missed something. But on files, and there's a possibility you got a file right now going that I've missed something on. But there's a process that we've put in place that honestly tries to give us the very best chance for a positive outcome, even if something gets challenged. And thankfully, and I'm gonna knock on wood, and I don't have to knock on wood because you guys do things right. I just dropped my little thing I was playing with. Sorry, trying to pick up my toe. I got it. There it goes. The files that I've had to review to defend a position that our company has, I have not ever come across a file that I have had to really dive into to make sure that we were fully protected in our position. If something had come up that we're like, okay, we've got to look at this file. I have not come across anything, and I don't anticipate that I ever will, because you guys do such a good job, where I could not stand before a judge in a courtroom and defend our position and know that we had done it right. That I could not stand in front of the Georgia Real Estate Commission and say, this was done the right way. And we have got people, and this was, I had to write up actually 2 in the course of just this week that we're in. There have been actually 3 different situations that I have had to go into a file, look at it. 2 were involving agents within our company that they were situations of transactions within our company. 1 was a transaction involving our company. Actually 4, if I think about it that way. 2 were transactions involving our company, but were not related to a real estate transaction. We were acting as a listing or a selling agent in. Every single one, I can with certainty know that we've gone in and done the right thing. I can with certainty know that I can state to someone, this is our position, this is why this is our position, and this is why I believe for us to be that we are correct, and here is all the information to support that. So when someone throws a claim at you and says, literally, there's one of these is right here. You know, this is, for those of y'all that don't know what this is what's called a sheriff's entry of service. Okay. Sheriff's entry of service means you're being served. I've got 2 of those sitting right here on this table. And in both of these situations, I was able to, with certainty, absolute certainty, respond to those knowing that we were in the right. Because what was involved and what was sent to included was something super short like that. My response was not so short, which included all of the follow-up paperwork, all of the supporting documentation that I have in place to ensure that our position is correct. And a lot of times people stir things. If you've ever heard the saying, if you don't stir it, it won't stink. The more you stir it, the more it stinks, kind of thing, which is true. Sometimes people use, and I talked about that video where I saw the little dog, the woman running in, and then the dog ran in, and then she ran back out and like had a pot or something, was banging something loud with a pot, and said, bah! Screamed and scared away a black bear that was chasing her and her little dog into their house. And the black bear, as soon as she scared it, it went away and it stopped its pursuit. And a lot of times that's what people do, is they will come at you with something that they don't really have anything behind them, but they'll attempt to intimidate, or they'll attempt to scare you into compliance, into doing a certain thing. But if we are so firm and we are so sure in our process, and I'm saying this because I believe that we have a company full of professionals. I believe that 98% of the agents in our company, their intention is to take the time to do things the right way. And they understand that the conversation that Maggie had, that she literally took the time to be so thorough and to do things the right way. And because someone didn't want to hurt someone else's feelings, or I'm certain that other person made them feel like there was a guilt involved, and they did it out of almost compliance, for lack of a better term. It's not really compliance. I guess it's guilt. They did it because they didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings. They did it because that person guilted them into entrusting them with their home to sell, but they don't even know what to price it at. Like, and I'm not talking about the email we got from the Board of Realtors. I'm talking about literally that seller asked Maggie what they should price the house because the other agent that they're listing the home with did not know what to price it at. Seriously. So you proceed as professionals. We move forward as you do exactly what you know to do. And when something doesn't appear as though it's right, you release it, you let it go. And just like that picture I saw yesterday, for those people who, I'm gonna read it again and I'm going to get it because I thought, and I'm literally gonna hang it in my house. It says, those who leave everything in God's hands will eventually see God's hand in everything. And it is so true. And there are times that you just say, you know what, Lord, if it's supposed to be mine, if this is supposed to happen, I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to release it to you, and whatever happens. And I truly believe that Maggie has that even though faith, and that's what that book, don't give the enemy a seat at your table. It talks about the, even though, that's not the word he uses, but it's the I will do it anyways kind of faith. And that's just what we do. And I'm confident in our agents' abilities to be professionals. But what it takes is willingness. What it takes is being coachable. And coachability is and as we go and we go through this onboarding process, we're developing this onboarding process more and more. The coachability aspect of someone, even when you guys are talking to someone about joining the company, you've experienced it. You've probably done a deal with them. You've got to know a little bit about them, right? You've got to know there's got to be a willingness. There's got to be a Lynn introduced someone to the company and she's joining, and I've actually got to call her back this morning. We'll call her when we got this phone call. Actually, Lynn remind me of that. Text me and remind me that she saw that there was something that she needed. Chased Lynn down in a store, like saw her vehicle in the parking lot, saw her tag, her magnet on the side of her car, went in the store hunting her down, trying to find her. That is somebody who knows that we've got something that they need. I'm not kidding you. So that is the kind of coachability I'm talking about. Somebody who is just thirsty for a way that they see things being done differently. Or they are in a situation that they know is not it. And they might not know what we've got, but maybe they've heard or they've seen a little bit, and they know that where they're at is not what it is. Sometimes you don't know what love is, but you know what it's not. And we say that a lot too. So think about that today, guys. Think about, and one of the habits I'm going to ask you guys to do again is Aaron asked you to make one slight adjustment. I talked about this last week at the meeting, that my pre-performance routine, your pre-performance routine is the same. All your pattern of how you get dressed every morning is your pre-performance routine. We went through the practice until it's perfect, practicing to perfection. Yesterday when he had that golf practice, that golf lesson, and he called me, y'all, he was like a giddy kid who had just tasted a new piece of candy that he was in love with. I'm serious. He was so excited. He's like, I'm healed. I'm telling you, he fixed me. I'm fixed. And I said, and then you know what? You need to go out every single day this week. You need to get your clubs. You have got to go out and do that same thing every day. Whatever he told you, whatever correction he helped you make, you got to get out there and you got to do it every single day, because so many times we might realize something's great. Okay. It's how the vibration is, that emotion behind realizing that aha moment, that breakthrough moment. And then we let it go and we fall back into our old habits. I said to him, you have got to do that every single day. You need to go ahead and call him back, schedule another appointment for like 2 weeks. In the meantime, practice every single day this new way he showed you to do this, until that way is your way. You've got to make it your way. If you know it works, even if you don't know it works. I'm going to read y'all some numbers. I was really hoping to do this with Aaron on the phone. I hope maybe he would hop back on. But I'm going to read you guys some numbers that I'm going to show y'all something that is just, I hope you can still see me, because I'm making this a shoot. I think I just got rid of it. Here it is. I don't know if, I'm going to see, can y'all still see me? If I just changed over, can y'all still see me? I want to share my screen right now on some numbers that are on here. A window, that's not it. Maybe I can share this entire screen. I'm going to share this share. I'm trying something, y'all, but I want to show y'all something, because this is absolutely crazy. It's sharing your screen. Can y'all, somebody text me and tell me you can see that? Siri, I really wish you would stop trying to read my mind here. I'm going to pull this right here up, and I want to show y'all this. I got to find it first. Can y'all see these numbers? I'm hoping you can see those. I'm going to go back over. I'm in there now. Hopefully you can see that. Anyways, these numbers right here, if you can see it, I'm going to hop on the live so I can just see if that's what's actually happening. I'm going to read you some numbers if you can't see this. I'm going to read you these numbers because it is, let me see if you can see it. Stop. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. Anyways, I'm not going to look at it. Hopefully y'all can see this. I'm going to look at your comments and see if maybe you could see it. Could you have seen that? Could anybody see that screen that I just had up? Post yes or no that you could have or you could not have. I'm looking for a post. Someone just type thumbs up, yes, something. Maybe not. Tell me no if you couldn't see it. That spreadsheet that I just had up. Sounds like maybe you could not have. I'm gonna read you what it was then. So, oh yes, you could. Okay, they're saying yes, you could. Oh, hey Brenda, look at you, Brenda, on here. So these are our year-over-year changes, y'all. This is this spreadsheet that I'm showing you right now. I just pulled this up together. I just did it really quick, and I pulled this up. This is 2021 from January the 1st through May the 31st. Okay, and some of these there's some pending deals because of. It's not so much that if I've got that many pending deals, like there's 30 pending deals between now and the end of May. Some of it is there truly are that many deals closing between now, today, May the 20th and May the 31st. There's that many. There's probably 4 or 5 that I have not finalized everything on my side and to finalize these deals. But just to go through these numbers, the year over year change, 2021 volume, 37.2 million. Okay. Our 2022 volume year to date, and my 2021 volume was actual closed volume. Of course, there's no pending because it was last year, and so they're already done. But that was actually what closed from January the 1st through May the 31st of 2021. For 2022, this is pending volume, and some of that pending has actually already closed, but I just haven't finalized out the deals in my system, so it's still showing as pending. 67.4 million, guys. That is crazy. That is an 8. And now keep in mind, this 37 million included a group of people who left our company early last year. So all that volume that was done last year included their volume and they're no longer with the company. So none of their numbers are included in these 2022 numbers. We're at 67.4 million, guys, that's going to close by the end of May with everything that's under contract. And I don't, at this point, unless something just falls through, I don't see any reason why, this would drop significantly. Already closed volume is 56 million. Okay. Almost 57 million. We are at an 80. We have increased $30 million in volume, in closed volume in our company, an 81% increase year over year. And I don't know if you guys remember this or not. 2021 was a banging year for us. I mean, for all of you guys, record breaking year. Okay. Closed commission, $1,085,000, 2021 for first 5 months of the year. This year, 1.7 million. We are up 59.19%. Closed sides, we are up 28%. And this I love. Let me tell you why I love this. Because we've done 228 transactions, or we've got some of these 30 pending or have already actually closed. I've already done the CDAs, agents have been paid. It's just me waiting to finalize those deals in the system because I'm missing something, either on your part or my part. So we have done 51 more deals. Is almost a 29% increase. Let me tell you why that's important to me, that number is actually lower. That means when we've got more commission, more volume, and down here we've got, so obviously your average sale price is going to be higher. Okay. But we're not comparatively, we have not had as much of an increase in the number of deals as we have the actual money made and the volume closed, which means your sale prices are going up. You're focusing and you are shifting your business in a direction, because guess what, guys, the closed volume, our average sale price is probably up 10, 15% over last year, but it ain't up 81%. It's not up 59%. So our residuals, this is the piece, this next column down here is the piece that's so important to me. Our residual payments that are being paid out to agents in the form of sponsoring bonuses, these are the thank you bonuses we have paid out just in our office, not counting residuals that you might be getting from an agent you've sponsored into an office that's not in our company. Okay. That these are just residual bonuses that have been paid out for agents that have been introduced into Exit Realty Lake Country. Okay. $151,000 in 5 months. That is $30,000 a month that's being paid to our agents in thank you bonuses for introducing people that you think are a good fit to our company there. Y'all, that is insane to me. Okay. And y'all couldn't see it. I'm sorry. I need to probably send y'all a picture of this. That is insane to me. I'm reading back through these numbers again just to tell you. We are up 81. We went from $94,000. Can I share the screen now and let you see this? Hang on. Because I forgot y'all couldn't see this. You could not see the numbers I was trying to give you. Let me go back in here and do this. Because I think now I can go back here and do it. Share the screen. Because I want you to be able to see this. Share screen. Because I think you could see what I was doing. Share it. Now I'm just going to come right back into that spreadsheet. These are the numbers. I'm going to go back to them again. Closed volume, up 81%. We are year over year, we are up $30.2 million in volume in 5 months. Closed commission to agents, gross closed commission to agents. Just under 1.1 in 2021, just over 1.7 in 2022. We are up 60%, 59.19%. Closed sides, we're up 51 sides, 28.81%. The residuals, this bottom section right here is the piece I'm talking about. Right here is the piece I'm talking about. This is my favorite piece. Y'all, you guys have been paid $151,000 in residual bonuses just to agents within our company. If you don't think there's, and newsflash, I'm going to tell you this. There's about 12 agents, maybe not even that many, maybe 10 agents in our company that have actually sponsored people, that have introduced people to our company. I'm telling you, there is power in that right there. There's power in it. So that is an average. That's for 5 months. That's just 5 months. That's an average of $30,000 a month that our agents, the agents of Exit Realty Lake Country, are being paid thank you bonuses for helping to introduce people to our company and to grow our company in the way that we know that it needs to be grown. That is amazing to me. Absolutely amazing. So take those numbers, embrace it, look at it, chew on it, whatever it is. You guys are doing something right. And we are continuously pouring into making sure that we are helping you do things right. So that's proof that you guys are doing it right. And we are so thankful and so grateful for those numbers. And we are so proud of you guys and just seeing the shift from, and I'll tell you what, I don't know if y'all remember this or not. Something showed up on my Facebook yesterday as a memory. A year ago, it was about a year ago, now it's been 2 weeks ago, that we were in Savannah at the sponsoring training, at the sponsoring event that we held in Savannah. And for a lot of people in our company, that was a game changer. That event was a game changer, and your business exploded after that because it was all about getting your mind right as it relates to your business, getting your mind right as it relates to your intentions of every day, of not treating this like a hobby and treating this like a profession. And that is what makes the difference. And Monday, I went through it with you guys. What can teal do for you? That is something that we are going to be rolling out, and you guys are going to be hearing more about it. So get out there and make a difference today. Get out there and paint your town teal, paint your marketer, paint whatever you touch teal, and love on some people and show them that we're different. Have a good day. Love y'all. Be good, be great, and be you. Bye.